Hello, I'm Mayor Michael P. Londeau. Twice a month, the Westland City Council meets at City Hall to conduct the regular business of the city. They go through the agenda and discuss items as needed, and then vote to approve, deny, or postpone each item. The purpose of this program is to shed a little more light on some select items that were brought up at the meeting. So on this edition of After the Gavel, I'll be going into detail on a few things from the July 17th City Council meeting. I'm going to start with one of the items from the consent calendar portion of the agenda. As a reminder, these are things that are placed on the agenda with the intent of them being considered to be routine. Doesn't mean that they are not important or haven't been discussed. The entire council has had all of the necessary information and has already reached out to myself or members of my administration with any questions about the item. Our first item was the approval of a bid by McKenna to develop our city master plan. This is something that must be done every 5 years. 3 bids were received and McKenna came in as the middle bid, just under 10% lower than the high bid. It's important to know, however, that the amount was not the determining factor in our recommendation. The bid packages were all scored in 9 different areas, and McKenna outscored both OHM Advisors and Wade Trim. The next item was a pretty easy one that was unanimously approved by the City Council. It was the reappointment of one of our planning commissioners. David Rappaport has been serving on the Westland Planning Commission since 2013, and I was pleased to nominate him to continue to serve the residents of Westland. Mr. Rappaport is always very prepared for these meetings and asks the questions that the citizens want answered. This reappointment will keep him on the Planning Commission for another 3 years. Following that, the City Council was presented with a site plan approval request. The owners of the property located at 38272 Abruzzi Drive are looking to build a 12,000 square foot building to be used for office and warehouse space. The space is located in an industrial subdivision and is currently zoned for light industrial use. The project meets or exceeds all of the city's requirements, so the Administration and Planning Commission recommended approval. The City Council agreed and gave the green light for the owners to move forward with what will be certainly an improvement to the property. The last item on the council agenda was the approval of a micro-business license. I'd like to give you a little history on this one. Back in 2019, the City Council adopted the Westland Uniform Marijuana Business Ordinance. Then, in 2021, a resolution was passed to offer 7 conditional licenses, including 1 micro-business location. The original holder of that conditional license did not renew it in the required time period, and so therefore forfeited the license. Back in March, a new application was received. After the selection committee met to review and score the application, they recommended to the City Council that the micro-business license be awarded to Ray Industries, located at 39127 Ford Road. One more thing I want to talk about actually took place at the beginning of a meeting. Our Westland City Clerk, Richard LeBlanc, made an important announcement about voting locations for the upcoming August 8th election. Due to construction being done, both Elliott Elementary School and the Westland Library will be closed and not available. Voters will need to go to Hamilton Elementary School and the Westland Friendship Center to cast their votes. A postcard explaining the changes has been mailed to all affected voters. The clerk also recorded a special message explaining the situation in detail. You can watch the entire message on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. I closed out the meeting by recognizing a couple of local businesses who held very successful events last weekend. Famous Dave celebrated their 20th anniversary of doing business in the city of Westland. They had a huge party with plenty of free food, a barbecue competition, and even Famous Dave himself was on hand. They don't just do business here. They are and have been a major player in our community for 2 decades. Famous Dave's has supported countless organizations and causes over the years and have been a great neighbor to the city. A business with a lot less years, but just as much heart, also had a big event on Saturday. Hometown Pets hosted a pet adoption and fundraiser at their location on Newburgh Road. They helped several dogs find their forever homes and raised a bunch of money for an awesome cause. Hometown Pets has only been in business for a few years, but they have certainly made their mark in our community and plan on continuing to be a huge supporter for the city. This meeting saw several residents come up to the podium with a variety of issues. I know myself and the City Council take these concerns very seriously. We reached out to those folks either during or after the meeting to get in touch with my office to discuss their situation in more detail. I know it can be difficult to come to a council meeting to do this. Many people get nervous speaking in public, or they're worried about the 3-minute time limit. Please remember, you can always call my office at 734-467-3200 for assistance. Whether it's a neighborhood dispute, a blight issue, or any other concern, we want to help you. So please, do not hesitate to call. Thanks for joining me for this episode of After the Gavel. I'll be back again after the next City Council meeting, which is scheduled for Monday, August 7th at 7 p.m. You can visit our website at cityofwestland.com to see a copy of the agenda and support materials as soon as they are prepared. We'll see you then.